Morning, welcome back to Country Wife Mommy Life. It is, there we go, about 7:31 in the morning, and we're going to start working on the strawberries. I've got strawberries that have been sitting in my fridge for a couple of days, and we need to get those canned up into jam before I lose them. So we're going to go through the process of starting strawberry jam today. This is my bowl of delicious strawberries. For size, that's, I don't know how big this bowl is. I think it's, whoops. I think it's maybe 16 to 20 quarts. I'm not 100% sure. I just knocked my knives over. Okay, but we're going to start working on this. I'm going to double my recipe and get this going. All right, so this is a 4-cup. This is a 4-cup measurement, and I'm going to do 16 cups of strawberries, and we're going to load them up into that pan. That's 4. That's 8. That's one recipe. 12. And that's 16.
Me too. We both protected it. That means we're buddies.
Alright, now we're going to do about 12 cups of sugar. This is a 2-cup measurement here. I don't actually use pectin in my jam because I don't prefer to have some pectins can have high fructose corn syrup, and it's quite expensive to buy. You can use Pomona's pectin, but again, that's quite expensive to buy. So this is a budget-friendly way to do it. So that's 2.
Wait, no.
4.
It's a band. I see a band on Benjamin's
6.
shoulder, and it made a shield around me.
8.
And it was trying to cut the shield.
10.
But it didn't work. And Ethan came in the shield.
12.
Then the shield disappeared.
So here we go. We've got a nice pan full of strawberries and sugar. Delicious. And we're just going to kind of stir this, and actually I gotta get this turned on. So I'm going to turn it on about a medium heat and just gently stir up these berries. And oh, actually I need to add some lemon juice to this, so I'm going to have to get some lemon juice out of the fridge. Alright, so I've got my lemon juice. This is not needed for strawberry jam, but it does add some extra pectin, some natural pectin to it, because there's natural pectin found in fruit. And it helps to add a little bit of tartness to the sweetness. Helps to balance that out a little bit. So we're going to use a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Hi. All right. Can you help me get this stirred up?
Uh-huh. But it's a hard mix to mix up.
It is.
Can I mix over there?
Yep, grab the top of the spoon. Okay, I'm just going to gently stir it. It'll be easier to stir later after the strawberries break down a little bit.
Go my milk. Micah, go my milk. Can I please mix?
You want to mix?
Yeah.
You can mix in a little bit when it gets a little easier, okay?
And I can mix without Mommy when it gets a little easier.
You can help me mix later, okay? Alright. I'm going to let this sit here for a few minutes and let those juices start breaking down. Okay? Alright.
And I'll watch them.
So this is what it looks like all kind of stirred up in the pan. It's just a big sugary mass of strawberries. So we're going to get our morning chores started while this starts to break down. Alright, here's how we're looking about 20 minutes in. You can see that the sugar is starting to kind of break down these strawberries a little bit. It's not so clumpy anymore, it's a little bit more liquidy. So we're just gonna, it's about 8:02, so about 20 minutes it's been cooking. And we're just gonna keep letting it cook down until it gets to a jam stage. And while this cooks down, we're going to work on breakfast. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes later, and the sugar has pretty much dissolved all the way, and now we're just left with this nice mash. Well, it's not actually mash, pieces of strawberry on top and all the liquid. It's very easy to stir. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take this handy masher, and we're just going to kind of mash this a little bit. We don't mind strawberry pieces in our jam, but I do try to not have very many chunks and make more of a jam instead. So I'm going to take a few minutes and just kind of mash all this up. Alright, checking in again. It's nice and heated now, and now it's actually going to start the cooking process. You can see there's still some chunks, quite a few chunks on the top, but those will continue to cook down. But the majority of it is liquid underneath. So that's going to actually be our jam. And yeah, it's just going to continue to cook down until it's ready. I've got my water over here that I just put on the stove. I'm going to start heating this up because strawberry jam will be water bath canned. So I'm going to have my water ready to go so that when this is done, I can jar it up and we'll put it in the pan. And yes, I'm a messy cook. Alright, this has been cooking for quite some time, and I'm going to now test it for gelling. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to take some of this jam, juice, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to put it on a plate. And then we're going to transfer this to the freezer. And we're going to put it in here for a little bit. So I'm going to kind of just set it right here on top to keep it flat. And in a few minutes we'll come back and we'll test that. So while the jam's in the freezer, I've taken just a few minutes to get set up. I have all of my clean jars. These were downstairs, they were already clean, but I brought them up and I washed them with some warm soapy water, so they're very, very clean. I've got a fresh, clean washcloth to wipe off the rims, and I've got my rings and my freshly washed lids as well. I just have them stacked up here. You can see they still have water on them. I've also got my ladle, so I've got everything set up and ready to go. And this is just about done. Some people skim off the foam. My baby actually just woke up from his nap and he's going to want to eat, so I'm not going to take the time to skim off my foam. It's just more of an aesthetic thing. So, but I need to get these in the canner so that I can feed my baby. So let's go over to the freezer and see if this is done yet. It's been in there for a few minutes. So we actually like a softer set jam. So what we're going to do is just run our finger through here, and if it doesn't go back together, the jam is set. And that is good enough for me. It is pulling very nicely. It tastes fantastic. Yummy. So that jam is done and ready to be ladled, not labeled, ladled into the hot jars. So that's what we're getting ready to do next. Alright, so I'm going to turn that down to a low heat. Stir it again really well. You dancing?
Yes.
Step back. You need to stay back. filled up. So now I'm going to take my clean rag and I'm going to really wipe the edge of these jars really well because I am in a rush to get these filled and I got them all sticky. So if I'd slowed down a little bit, I probably wouldn't have got them this messy, but oh well. So wipe these down really well. Make sure nothing is sticking on there to prevent a good seal. Alright, so I got 7 jars out of that. My pot is very much empty. Now I'm going to put the lids on them. We're going to crank it up to medium high and we'll set the timer for 10 minutes after it begins to boil. Alright, so the jam is now done and now I'm going to get it out of the pan here. Get some of the water off of it. I'm going to set these jars over on a clean towel to cool. Ooh, nice popping sound. We like the popping sounds. Alright, we're going to continue that until they're all done. Alright, we've got 7 beautiful jars of jam. Thanks for joining me today as we got our strawberry jam done. So now I'm going to have some fun the rest of the day with some of the kids, and we've got our jam done now. So thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time. Bye.